the ball back there. And, Joe is just like his father. He's a character guy. You don't have any problems. His father was a coach for 40 years. So, the team that gets him to the National Football League is going to have a good, solid player to develop. A good character guy. They don't have to worry about what they call knucklehead behavior. Okay? And that makes it easy for someone to to pay a player a lot of money and build a franchise around it. I think there's some things lacking today. The other thing is, he did transfer from Ohio State. Okay? I wonder if anybody stays in school anymore and learns how to finish. The game has changed. It's now entertainment. It's trickled down to the college ranks. Okay? I love Jalen Hurts. He's a Houston product. Did a great job at Alabama, transfers to Oklahoma. Okay? It's good TV and everything, but, this kid's not there to get an education. He's there to be a professional athlete. Okay? Can't blame him. All right? And, you got the kid that transferred, the quarterback at Ohio State, transferred from Georgia. Okay? So, all I know is, back when I played, it was you stayed in school, you graduated, you showed teams that you were a finisher. Today, it's totally different. It's entertainment. It's about the money. It's guys. It's kind of making a mockery of education, to be honest with you. But more power to them. But there's so few of those guys around. All right. On one hand, I think it's good for those select few, but I think it's bad for the game.
Okay. Then the last one you have Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase is solid defensive end from Ohio State. He's going to be a great player. He's right up there with the Bosa's. And he'll do really, really well in the National Football League, and probably a top round pick for a guy that needs a defensive end. So he's not a transfer, so he's solid. But I played ball with some of those boys from Ohio State. Cousineau and John Hicks and all those guys. In the college game, it's not the pros. That's all I can tell you. It's completely different. Marcus Merrick, I played with him. Okay, and none of these guys were, what I call all pros. They were good pros, but they weren't the greatest at their positions in the league. Okay, and, it's just, they went to Ohio State and they were great in college. So, like I said before, I'm not take the position. I don't care you went to school. Can you rush the passer at the pro level? Because you're going to be going up against guys that are a lot better than the guys you play against in college. All right, so this is the one thing that, I just want to see how these guys translate to the pro level. All right, because it's a totally different game. And I think, the kid, the defensive end from Ohio State, we'll see. Looks to me a little bit on the small side, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But all right. We'll see how he plays.
All right, let's go on to our NFL predictions, Bill. Ready?
Sounds good.
All right, we'll start off with tomorrow night. New York Jets at Baltimore to face the Ravens.
Ravens will win that game and get Lamar out of there after they get a third quarter lead.
Give me a
Jets won't be able to score.
Give me scores.
I would say 24-3.
24-3. Okay. All right. Sunday slate. Tampa Bay travels to Detroit to take on the Lions.
Tampa Bay will win that game if Jameis Winston stops throwing picks. I believe the score will be 38-24.
Okay.
Tampa Bay.
All right. Chicago is at Green Bay to face the Packers.
Because the game's up in Green Bay, I'm going to take the Packers in this game, and I think that's probably going to knock the Bears out of the playoffs. And I think the score is going to be 30-17.
Oh, you got to go on high-scoring game, huh? No kidding. All right. Miami at New York Giants.
I'm going to take the Giants in this game. I think Eli Manning is going to play fairly well. He didn't do too bad in the last game. This is a team game. If Eli plays like he did last week, I think they'll pull out a win at home against the Miami Dolphins. I think the score will be 24-20.
Okay. All right. Jacksonville at Oakland. Last game ever for the Oakland Raiders in the Oakland Coliseum.
Oakland's going to win that game 30-10. I think Jacksonville won't be able to score. I know Jacksonville's kind of going in the tank a little bit. So that's the way I see that game.
I agree.
I think the Raiders are going to get rid of a lot of hostility of being frustrated the last week or two.
Yeah, you're right about Jacksonville. Bill, Candy, and I were there on Sunday. I'll tell you what, to watch them lose 45-10, 5 straight losses, all of which are by double digits, that's not a good sign up in northern Florida. All right, Seattle at Carolina to take the Seahawks against the Panthers. The Seahawks are going to the East Coast for this one.
Yeah, Seattle travels well. They'll get back and win the game. I believe they're going to win the game 28-17.
Okay. New England against Cincinnati, probably the mismatch of the week.
Well, there's no mismatches in the National Football League. Cincinnati got their first win. New England, it will be a dogfight. New England will win 28-10.
28-10 is a dogfight. All right. Well, I had 30-14, but all right, I'm with you. All right, let's go on to the Show Me State. Denver is taking on the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Kansas City's starting to get their rhythm a little bit. Mahomes looks pretty good back there now. I think that they've got a lot of guys that's starting to come back into the lineup. They've been out for a while, particularly that defense, and then they paid a lot of money for. Kansas City will win 38-20.
Okay. The Houston Texans take on the Tennessee Titans / the former Houston Oilers out in Tennessee.
I'm going to go with the Titans in this game. Ryan Tannehill is playing lights out. The difference between him and him playing Miami is he is really throwing the ball and trusting his eyes. I've watched some quarterbacks break him down. I'm watching him, and he's got a hot hand. I believe the Titans are going to win that game against the Texans. I think the Texans have peaked a little bit. They came out flat last week. I think they're relying a little bit too much on Deshaun Watson. This is a team game. I think the Titans get to win 30-27.
Okay. Philadelphia travels to Washington to take on the Redskins.
This is going to be a really, really tough one, but I think the Eagles are hanging by their pubic hairs. I think they get out of there with a win, 30-17 against the Redskins in Washington.
Okay, the Cleveland Browns, your favorite team and your favorite quarterback, Baker Mayfield against the Arizona Cardinals in the desert.
I'm going to take the Browns in this game. I think it's going to be a tough game there, but I think the Browns will pull it out 28-21.
Yeah, believe it or not, the Browns are 6-7, and if they do exactly what you think they're going to do, they would be at the 500 mark. So let's just say a hypothetical, Bill. Do you think Freddie Kitchens' job is becoming a little bit safer by the day? I know for a while it didn't look good.
I told you a couple of weeks ago, if they played 500 ball down the stretch and finished 8-8 or somewhere around there, 7-9, he'll keep his job. One of the things that I'm finding out about these coaches now is they got to be buddy-buddy with the quarterbacks. Okay, this is another reason why I'm just getting perturbed. They're bringing in these head coaches now. They got to be buddies with these quarterbacks they're playing all this money to. Fisher was gone at the Rams, and McVay turns Goff around. You got Tyler Murray down there in New England with his air raid coach Kingsbury. Okay, and it's the same thing everywhere. All right, so Baker Mayfield with Freddie Kitchens. All right, I like him and yada yada yada. I mean, Baker couldn't even give Hugh Jackson any respect. So you just kind of sit back and go, the inmates are running the asylum right now, and I just think that over the next couple of years, I think that dynamic is actually going to change. I'm seeing it in Major League Baseball as well. All right, the Major League Baseball is getting rid of a lot of their high-priced young players. Actually, the Astros right now are shopping Correa. The Cubs got rid of Bryant. Okay, there's some rumors around if Stan better stay healthy for the entire year. Because, I think what we're finding in the National Football League is you don't have to pay a quarterback all this money.
Right.
You got quarterbacks that can be functional and win the game for you. All right, Allen's proven that with the Panthers. Some of these other that quarterback at Detroit is pretty damn good. That backup that I saw that came in for Stafford. All right, so you go out and you get some other players to complement these guys, you can win without having to pay a quarterback $15 to $20 million a year and having to deal with all their nonsense as well.
Okay.
All right, Burrow's going to be a great pick for someone because they know what they have in him. They don't have to worry about his character. They don't have to worry about what he's going to do off the field. Okay, I think Mayfield, quite frankly, is going to be out of the league in a couple of years.
Okay.
I think Freddie Kitchens is going to be fired. He's not going to have done anything. All right, and all he's going to be remembered for is darn progressive commercials, which I think is just asinine to begin with.
All right,
okay, I mean Goff. Goff is starting to play his way back, but they went back to the same formula. They got him going. They have to run the football. All right, when the receivers get separation for Goff, he plays well. All right, the Rams are getting hot. It might be a little too late. We'll see. But you see what's going on here. The pendulum is swinging back to the middle because some of these teams have been erroneous with their fiscal responsibility, and they're making mistakes with these guys that set their franchise back years.
All right, we got 5 more games to go. We'll go ahead with the Minnesota Vikings at L.A. to take on the Chargers.
I'm going to take Minnesota in this game. I'm going to stick with a team that is just going to continue to beat up on the teams that don't win and lose to the teams that do win. This is going to be a tough one, but I think the Vikings go and get the win. I think they're going to win 31-27.
Okay. You talked about the Rams. Now you can talk about it again. They traveled to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
I think the Rams in this game. I think they're going to stick the ball and run the football very, very well. They're going to expose the Cowboys for what they are, which is a mediocre football team loaded with stars. I think the Rams are going to go in there and play very, very well, and I think they're going to win the game 28-20.
Okay. The Atlanta Falcons are visiting the San Francisco 49ers. It won't be long before the 49ers once again become the Bay Area's only football team.
I think San Francisco is going to beat them 40-20.
Okay. All right. And we got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
In Pittsburgh, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, I'm going to go in this game. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I think Buffalo's going to come down. They're a good young team on the rise. I like their quarterback. He makes good plays with his legs, but he's starting to learn how to throw the ball. Allen, he's getting better and better and better. And I think Buffalo goes down to Pittsburgh and gets the win 21-17.
It's funny. I had that one 16-13 in favor of Buffalo. I think you're right. And now a really interesting Monday night matchup, one which I actually saw happen in the Super Bowl in Miami, the Indianapolis Colts at the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, New Orleans got dealt a huge blow. Marcus Davenport's out for the year. But I still like him in this game, 27-20.
All right, I'll go into a few other NFL storylines. I want to ask you some interesting college questions as well. All right, we'll go ahead and break down a few games in a little bit more detail. You alluded to some of these points, but we'll reiterate, okay? The Houston Texans against Tennessee. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill is definitely coming on for sure. Do you think the Titans could be a tough out should they get in the playoffs?
Oh, yeah. The playoffs are a totally different season. The whole key is to just get in the playoffs. Or if you got, if you're a division leader, that helps you. But yeah, I think the Titans can make some noise. I think they're a sleeper team. They play in a major market, and they got a quarterback right now that's playing lights out. He's not turning the ball over and making his reads and threading the ball in there. And it's like I'm glad to see it. He's crawled himself out of the hole, as we like to say.
Okay. Now, who would have ever thought that 2, 6, and 7 teams would be playing each other tied for first place? I'm referring to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys.
That division used to be the creme de la creme of the National Football League. Right now, it's cupcake division. The Eagles are, even if they make the playoffs and they play the Cowboys, They're not going to make any waves. They got too many injuries. They still got the Super Bowl